Welcome to the Samurai Way podcast, where ancient wisdom fuels modern success. And I'm your host, Lori Sagawa, and this is your space to sharpen your mindset, strengthen your discipline, and live with purpose. Inspired by the Kodo Bushido and my book, Let the Samurai Be Your Guide, each episode brings you powerful conversations and practical insights you can apply right away in your work, your relationships, and your daily life. This is about showing up with clarity, making decisions with courage, and building a life rooted in integrity. Because in a world full of noise and distraction, the Samurai Way cuts through, helping you focus on what truly matters. And if you're ready to lead with intention and take your next step forward, you're in the right space. So follow, share, and leave a review to help spread the message. Now, let's step onto that path, the Samurai Way. Konnichiwa, minasan. I'm Lori Sagawa, and I'm so happy and thankful that each one of you are joining us today on the Samurai Way podcast. And today, we no disappointment for you. We have a guest from Japan, and I'm so excited to with him on this episode. His name is Daiki Kato, so it's Kato Sensei. He's a professor in Japan. He's a clinical psychologist and a researcher dedicated to social implementation of psychology, and his mission is to transform academic insights into practical tools that empower individuals and organizations to navigate modern challenges. His academic background is a professor at Kinjo Gakuin University and a PhD holder from Nagoya University. He specializes in clinical psychology and art therapy. His research focuses on rolefulness, the continuous sense of role satisfaction, and its profound impact on mental health. And he serves as the CEO and the CRO of Beyond Myself, LLC, a venture launched to scale psychological researches globally. They developed the BMS 8, Beyond Myself 8 framework as an evidence-based assessment of 8 psychological researches for the modern age. On his creative side, beyond research, he's a creative writer of the 2023 Konoha Nagoya Gold Prize winner. And he believes that storytelling and creativity are essential parts of human well-being. So please help me welcome today, Professor Kato. Welcome to the episode, Professor Kato.
Thank you for inviting today, and I'm so happy to join this podcast series. So thank you, Lori.
どういたしまして。So I told him a little bit about your background, but would you like to share a little bit about how you got from maybe grade school to where you are now and how it's affecting your life?
You introduced, so I'm a clinical psychologist, and especially I'm interested in the psychological assessment or the psychotherapy, and but now my research interests are very expanding, and now I'm focused on our interpersonal relationships and so cross-cultural studies, and I'm focused on our daily roles. And recently, I'm studying about a new psychological concept, Rolefulness, and so I'm very interested in your activities, Rory, and your activities, the background of the mixed with Japanese mind and culture and a very international viewpoints, and I'm very happy to introduce my research topics to you and your audience. So I'm very excited today. Yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you, especially me. And just to say the word, I have to do it slowly. Rolefulness. Could you explain that to the audience out there, Kato Sensei?
Yeah. Okay. The rolefulness is a very new psychological concept, and it means role satisfaction in our daily lives. And so in the area of the research in psychology, there are many studies about our daily roles, but most of the studies focused on very specific roles, so like job roles, job positions, or the our professions or family roles or gender roles. So many studies are carried out, but most of studies are focused on the very specific roles. But I believe that our daily role is more friendly and more common. So, for example, now I'm speaking about rolefulness to Rory, and so this is also my role. And Rory is very carefully and kindly listening to my story, and so this is your role, so listening to my story. So I think Rory is not special, but very common, and it is very natural for our lives. And I thought that I want to focus on the more natural and very common our daily roles and study and about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, so in very simple words, so lawfulness means our role satisfaction in our daily lives. Yeah.
Could you share what your role satisfaction is? And has it
Yes.
changed?
The So in our life, not only me, so but all of the people have roles, and the role is changing through our lives, and we have several roles in our lives. So for me, now I have a role as so kind of uh, university professor, and so when I come back to my home, so I'm a father and husband, and as you introduced, so the beginning of this podcast, so I also write short stories, and so that is my important role too, and so yeah, we have so many roles, and the role is changing, and every role is important for lawfulness.
And the other one you had was about social rolefulness.
Yes.
That's very important.
Thank you. The lawfulness includes two sub-factors, so two aspects, and the one is the social lawfulness. So our study focused on so both factors of lawfulness, so social lawfulness and internal lawfulness. Social lawfulness is lawfulness, so that is based on our social activities or the social relationships with others. So that is not difficult. So, for example, maybe so uh, the audience listening to this podcast, all of them have many friends, and you belong to like the family or the company or the schools. So in every field, so they have relationship with other people, so conversation with friends or work together with your colleagues or the co-workers. So that kind of relationships with these people includes so many chances to increasing our lawfulness. So talk together or work together, that kind of activities includes many chances to focus on our roles and have many chances to increasing our role satisfaction. So social lawfulness means so it's the chance to increasing our lawfulness based on our very basic social activities and
Mhm.
interpersonal relationships with others. Yeah.
Could you share how this has helped your students
Mm,
understand their different roles?
yes. And so, especially, I think in Japan, so there's a little difficult for students or the young people to find their roles in their daily lives. So because the society is very developed, and the communication tools are very developed, so like social media or the
Mhm.
internet, and so the communication is really developed, but the communication, so in person or so doing something together in person or going out together. So that kind of real experience is, I think so, not enough for young people, young students, and in Japanese society. So I think so Rolefulness is more and more important for young people, and I hope to tell my students the importance of Rolefulness, and I want to tell them how to increasing Rolefulness in their daily lives.
You just hit on another thing I was going to ask about. How do you increase rollfulness in your life? Or
Yeah.
how have you increased
Mm,
rollfulness in your life?
okay. And so before I talk you about how to increasing Rolefulness, so I talk you a little more about internal Rolefulness. Is it and so I told you that lawfulness includes two sub-factors. So one is social lawfulness and other is internal lawfulness. And internal lawfulness is kind of confidence or the identity for us.
Mm-hmm.
And our study showed that it is important to, at first, we gain social lawfulness, and after that, we internalized it, and will be our confidence, and so it is a chance to focus on our identity. And so, for example, so before we start this recording, I feel little nervous and prepare for my story. But now, gradually, I'm relaxed, and so thanks to you and your kindness, so I'm very relaxed. And so, like me, so the role has sometimes the pressure for us or the feel nervous about important roles for us, but at the same time, our roles give us confidence or the chance to it gives a chance to feel identity for us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the social activities has a very good chance to increasing our confidence, and so it is so internal lawfulness. And so I want to talk to you about a very simple way to increasing social and internal lawfulness. So I want to share with you just three things. And one is in the beginning of this podcast, Lori gives us a very good greetings, konnichiwa, and it is a greetings, and I think greetings is very simple, but it is a very good way to focus on our each roles and our so it is a very good way to tell other people uh, that so I'm interested in you and you are important for me. So that's a kind of feeling. So we can tell so other people through greetings. So I think so. Greetings is a very important to increasing
Mm-hmm.
lawfulness. And the second one is enjoying conversation. So little conversation is a very good way to increasing lawfulness. So for example, and Lori and I enjoyed so very small conversation before this recording, and so that kind of small conversation so focused on our each roles and respect to each other, and it is very good and very important for increasing especially our so internal lawfulness, so confidence and identity. And so I recommend so many people to enjoy conversation together with your friend or the family or your coworkers. Yeah. And last one is showing gratitude. And I hope some every people say thank you or the showing gratitude. So with verbal or non-verbal way to your important people. Yeah. I believe that so Rory, you showing gratitude to your relatives or your family or
Mm-hmm.
and your podcast guest speakers. And your kindness and so your gratitude is make so many people happy.
気持ちがいい。
気持ちがいい. Yes, yes, that's right. Yeah, feel very better and feel happy. 気持ちがいい. Yes. And in Japanese society, so sometimes so we say すみません many times. Do you know the meaning of すみません or ごめんなさい? It means I'm sorry or excuse me. And so, for example, so usually I use trains to go outside. So when so the trains very crowded and I want to get into the train, so some passengers keep space for me and I can get into the train. So in that case, for example, I want to my gratitude to the people in the train. So I say thank you to other people. But in the same situation, so many Japanese people say すみません, I'm sorry instead of thank you. So
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
so it is little strange for people in other countries, but in Japan, so many people say すみません, ごめんなさい instead of arigato. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. So in that situation, すみません means the same meaning of the arigato, thank you. But in Japan, so people, because of the politeness, and so people often say すみません, I'm sorry in that kind of situation. But I recommend Japanese people say thank you more. I think thank you is a very beautiful word and magic word to make uh, ourselves or the other people happy. And if you said thank you to me, I'm very happy, and I believe so. You feel also happy, and so showing gratitude directly and a very simple way and a simple word is a very good to increasing gratefulness. So showing gratitude and greetings and so enjoy conversation. That kind of so three simple things is a very good way to increasing gratefulness. I believe so. Yeah.
I love that. It reminds me of the Bushido code
Yeah. Yeah.
integrity, be do the right thing, especially to elders. It's not the right thing to disrespect them or not speak properly to them,
Mm,
especially in
mm, mm,
Japan. You know, I
mm,
think it's very important.
mm, mm,
And me, I'm very thankful that you're here with us sharing your knowledge because I've learned a lot. I learned even about sumimasen, some of the subtle nuances, and that helps me because I try to learn Nihongo as much as I
mm,
can. But like I shared with you, I'm like Kodomo, not Akachan, because I'm a grade school child trying to speak. But I do attempt to speak, and I love speaking Japanese. It's a fun language. Is there anything else that you want to do? How do you explain or how do you share this with your students about rolefulness?
and so Rolefulness is a psychological concept, and so I'm doing some so statistical research, and I believe that so not only research but also the lawfulness is more common and so very based on our social lives. And
Mm-hmm.
so I want to tell my students the importance in our daily lives of lawfulness. So like that. So So I want to tell the good custom to increasing lawfulness. So I speak you today. So enjoy conversation or yeah, and say thank you many times to someone. So yeah, and maybe so that kind of so social skills is also
Mm-hmm.
important to increasing lawfulness. And I want to tell my students to how to increasing our social skills. So like assertive skills or the communication skills. Yeah, yeah. I want to tell more about it in my university. Yeah.
Also, I was
Mm.
wondering if you could share about the book about Rolefulness, if someone would want to learn more about it.
And so I have many activities to expand the concept of lawfulness. And uh, so like today, so I'm speaking the podcast about lawfulness and writing a book of the lawfulness with my one of my best friends, so Nick Kemp. And the sense of role is very common, so worldwide and so beyond the cultures. But I think so it is also affected with our cultures or and our so psychological aspects. And so I want to tell about lawfulness. So in so many countries. And so I believe so it is very good way to collaborate together with researcher and the practitioners so in other countries, so like you. So
Mm-hmm.
so this kind of activity is a very good way to expand about lawfulness. Yeah.
Before we wrap up, I'd like to know if you could share a bit about the gathering or seminar, webinar, what do you want to call it, in Tokyo
Yeah.
at the end of this month. If you could share, and then we'll put that in the
Thank
we'll
you so
put
much.
that in the
Mhm.
information.
Yeah, I'm very happy that I informed that. So the end of May, so we have a seminar workshop in Tokyo, and that will be a very wonderful experience for me. And so in that seminar, uh, I'll talk about lawfulness. And so other speakers will come. And so they talk about so ikigai or the Japanese culture or the brain sciences. So and yeah, very popular so brain scientist, so Dr. Ken Mogi join us. And we will talk together. And so that will be a very exciting experience. And yeah, I hope so. Yeah,
I
the
think
many
it'll be
people join
great.
us. And yeah, and I want to share about it my so social media, so like LinkedIn or the Instagram. And I want so listeners share my social medias. Yeah, thank you.
Sure. And before we wrap up, is there anything that you would like to leave the audience with? Some words of wisdom?
Hmm. And yes, so I hope so after you listen to this episode, so you're interested in lawfulness. And it little difficult to pronounce it lawfulness. And but it's I hope so lawfulness is a very friendly word for you. And the concept will be help for you to enrich your life. And so I hope so this episode is a good chance for you to learn about the first step for lawfulness. Yes, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Kato Sensei, I thank you so much. Domo arigato gozaimasu. It was wonderful speaking with you and learning about rolefulness. I have to say that slow. It's hard even for English speaking people, but so much information. And this is just the beginning, hopefully, of your journey with rolefulness. There's a book that we'll be sharing about in the description, so they will be able to contact Professor Sensei Kato Sensei. I said the wrong Kato Sensei, and we'll have all that information so that you can be more informed and learn more about rolefulness. So until then, I want to thank each one of you for being here to learn about rolefulness from Kato Sensei, about the role satisfaction, role social rolefulness, and internal rolefulness, and how that can enhance your life and help you become more centered and more, shall we say, almost more at peace with what you are. And it's not about comparison, it's about doing what you're good at. And everything works great when we're all, shall we say, when we're all driving on our correct lane. We don't want everybody in the fast lane or everybody in the slow lane. We want everybody to be where they're supposed to be, right? And so that comes with self-discovery. And that's the great thing about psychology, what you're teaching. I want to thank you so much again for being here and applaud you and commend you for doing it. English is not your first language, and just like Japanese is by far not my second language. But thank you so much for being on the show, on the Samurai Way podcast, where we help people learn more about the Samurai Way. So until then, I want to say ciao mata, and thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you, domo arigato, for listening to the Samurai Way podcast. Now it's your turn. Take what you learned today and put it into practice, because knowledge has no power unless it's applied. So if this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who would benefit from it. And be sure to follow, like, and leave a review. It helps us reach more people walking this path. Until then, next time, stay disciplined, stay focused, and continue living the Samurai Way.